Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I'm going to discuss Polkadot and how it's currently performing and how it will be performing during the upcoming days and hours. But before doing so, I would like to thank you for your support during my previous videos. And as well, if you are not subscribed yet, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. So let's get started and let's take a look at the Polkadot chart compared to Bitcoin. You can clearly see I opened up the 4-hourly time frame, and what I would like to actually show you is that we have seen actually a perfect retest lately of this ascending support line. We have already seen multiple touch points in the past, as you can clearly see on the Polkadot chart. And what I think is of utmost importance is that the clear retest is taking us actually to a retest as well of this orange box above us. And the orange box above us is for me of utmost importance due to the fact that it was a major level of support and resistance in the past. Therefore, I would like to show it to you. You can clearly see that at this point in time in the past, we were rejected multiple times, and therefore I think it's of utmost importance right now to keep up this uptrend where we are currently, and to just follow this ascending support line by just having multiple touch points on top of it, heading towards the upside. So on the daily time frame, I would like to discuss actually two more things as well, and that is actually the EMA ribbon is clearly supporting us since the 17th of August, and right now has served as a major level of support. You could clearly see that we broke all the way towards the downside, and right now we got for sure supported not just by the EMA ribbon but as well by this ascending support, and it's looking like a very healthy uptrend on the Polkadot compared to Bitcoin chart. Therefore, I think that I am very bullish right now on Polkadot, and it will have a major returns once we break out above this orange area. We will have a major increase compared to Bitcoin, and I think for sure this will have a lot of influence in the overall price action of Polkadot. This being said, I would like to discuss as well the moving averages and the RSI. If we take a look at the RSI, you can clearly see that we have been trading above the 50 zone on the RSI. Therefore, it means that we have an overall strength in the market. We are trading towards the upside. This is clearly showing us that we have been in a very healthy uptrend. And if we for sure see right now, we have still a long way to go before we head above the dotted line on the upper part of the RSI. And therefore, I think it is very likely that we're going to retest the upper zone of the orange area and perhaps getting rejected at that point in time. But that is something we will like to see in the future. What I think is of utmost importance over here is that this is looking absolutely good. We are not spotting any type of bearish divergences, but what I am seeing over here on the RSI compared to Bitcoin is something I think is even more important than a bearish divergence, and that is this wonderful bullish divergence on the RSI, on the daily time frame, on the bigger time frames like the daily time frame. I think this bullish divergences are even more important due to the fact that they are going to give you for sure a lot of bullish momentum afterwards. And I think it's of utmost importance for the people who are wondering what is a bullish divergence. We are clearly seeing a higher low getting created on the chart, and on the RSI we are seeing this lower low structure. Therefore, a bullish divergence is confirmed. Lastly, I would like to take a look at the moving averages, actually just at the 200-day moving average, because I think that is a major level of support that you have to keep in mind during this uptrend. Right now, this is the 9-day moving average. Therefore, I would like to just change this, and you can clearly see that the 200-day moving average is right underneath us. And what I think is even more important is that if you take a look at the daily time frame and the moving averages, you can see that we were rejected by it in the past. We found support on top of this ascending support line. Afterwards, we spiked above the 200-day moving average. We went towards the downside. We found support on top of it, and right now it's trading underneath us. Therefore, I think it's very likely that once you trade above the 200-day moving average, you can expect major movement towards the upside, and that is perhaps something I think will occur during the upcoming weeks. This being said, I would like to head towards the Polkadot compared to the US dollar chart, but before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could follow me down below on Twitter at ThoroCrypto, where I'll be kept you up to date about all upcoming videos. So thank you very much for doing so, and let's get started. On the Polkadot compared to USD chart on the daily time frame, you can clearly see that we are right now getting supported by the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is holding very strong for Polkadot. We dropped below it, but both candles were actually not closed underneath it, and therefore I think this was still a major level of support. Of course, if we take a look at horizontal levels of support, we were supported by the 0.382 Fibonacci level at $25.34. And we are right now once again back up inside of this major uptrend line, the ascending support line on the Polkadot chart. For sure, this line is not drawn completely well. I think I've drawn this on the 4-hourly time frame, and therefore it wasn't valid on the daily time frame. Right now, what you can clearly see on the 4-hourly time frame as well is that we right now broke down below it during the past decline in the price action, and afterwards, once we found support on top of the 0.382 Fibonacci level, we saw a clear V-shaped recovery on Polkadot, and we are right now trading once again not only above the 0.5 Fibonacci level at $29.92, but we are as well inside of this ascending support line. Therefore, I think it is very likely that we will continue with this pattern. I will adjust the support line for sure during the upcoming days, but I would like to see if we are going to be able to stay right on top of it and trading even further towards the upside, perhaps heading towards a new retest of the 0.681 at $34.50. So things we have to take into consideration are, for example, the MACD. You can clearly see that on the MACD, we saw a crossover occur on the 22nd of September, and we have experienced momentum towards the upside ever since that time. What I think is of utmost importance is that we already saw a few momentum candles on the MACD, clearly with major momentum towards the upside. And what does concern me is that we might perhaps start experiencing once again some weaker momentum towards the upside, and therefore as well a crossover on the MACD. If this does occur, we might perhaps not be able to stay in an uptrend, especially because something I would like to show you right now is concerning me. On the Polkadot chart, we have been created lower highs, and that is something that does concern me. But as well, if we take a look at the overall trend, you can clearly see that this was the previous downtrend. We saw multiple touch points getting rejected at this point in time by this downward sloping or descending resistance, and right now we broke out above it. Therefore, I think it is very likely that we are going to continue with the uptrend that we are currently seeing. But once the momentum on the MACD is going to get a little bit weaker, we might perhaps experience a crossover towards the downside. And at that point in time, it is of utmost importance to stay on top of the previous ascending support line and continue the uptrend by holding strong on top of this support zone where we are right now trading on top of. Right now, I would like to show you as well the money flow and the RSI on the 4-hourly time frame compared to the US dollar. On the money flow index, we are seeing that we are heading towards that overbought direction. Therefore, it is very likely that the uptrend is not going to continue as it continued previously. We are not going to see such a major spike in Polkadot's price action. If you ask me, I think a 21% increase in price will be absolutely something out of the ordinary right now due to the fact that we are heading towards the overbought area money flow index. And when this occurs, you can see it clearly in the past. It is very likely that we're going to see a reversal getting started, and as well the price action of Polkadot decline once again. And let's take a look as well on the RSI. On the RSI, it's looking a little bit healthier. You can clearly see that we are not spotting any type of bullish or bearish divergences, but of utmost importance is that we still have a long way to go towards the upper part on the RSI. Above the dotted line is something we do not have to take into consideration right now due to the fact that we still have quite a lot of space and room to keep on with this uptrend on the RSI, and that is for me of utmost importance. As well, lastly, I wanted to discuss this downward sloping resistance on the RSI that clearly has been broken through, and we have seen that we are right now actually reversing the trend on the RSI, and that is of utmost importance as well. The two things to keep in mind about this video is that we have to stay on top of this ascending support to confirm the uptrend that we were seeing previously, and as well of utmost importance is that we actually saw a very beautiful retest of this ascending support on the daily time frame compared to Bitcoin, and that we are heading towards a retest of the orange box and perhaps even breaking through above it, seeing a major increase in Polkadot strength compared to Bitcoin if this does occur in the near future. Thank you very much for watching the video, and if you like the content so far, do not forget to give me a thumbs up down below, and have a nice day. Bye bye.